Welcome back to Foxy News. I'm here with Harlem's favorite poet, Langston Hughes, and he's agreed to read us one of his poems.
My poem is titled, Let Americans Be Americans. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. Up above the world you fly,
Seeking a home where he himself is free.
Hey,
Let
pipe
America
down.
Hey!
Be the dream.
Take you for a ride.
The dreamers
Shut your mouth.
dream.
Please continue.
Let it be that great, strong land of love, where never kings convene nor tyrants scheme.
That was very good, Mr. Hughes. I've heard that you are one of the most influential poets of the Harlem Renaissance. What are your thoughts on this reputation?
Well, yes I am. I know my poems are popular, but I wouldn't say that I am the only influential poet. I mean, there's County Cullen, Alan Locke, and Claudia McKay.
Yes, well, would you mind telling our viewers about how your writing career started out?
Well, I first started writing poetry in 8th grade, and then continued on writing in high school.
Which was in Ohio, right?
Yes, actually it was. I went to Central College School in Cleveland. Unfortunately, for my poetry, my father did not approve of my career choice path because he didn't believe that I would be able to make a living on just writing.
What did he want you to work towards instead of poetry?
Oh, he wanted me to become an engineer. He even paid my college tuition to Columbia University to get me to study engineering.
Well, what was your first successful poem?
My first published poem was The Negro Speaks of Rivers. It was in the Brownies book.
That is quite an accomplishment. What is your inspiration for your poems?
Oh, there are so many different things that inspire me to write. But I try to write poems like the songs they sing on 7th Street. They have the pulse, beat, and the action of the people who keep going.
That's an interesting form of inspiration.
Hey! Let me in!
Not a chance.
What was all that yelling about?
I have bounds of leather-bound books, and my house smells of fresh mahogany.
Mr. Du Bois?
I am W.E.B. Du Bois, and these people need to let me into the club. They won't do it. I am the founder of the NAACP. I am the editor of The Crisis. I am the author of The Souls of Black Folk. They won't let me in because I'm black.
Mr. Du Bois, you're bent.
I'm not Zazzled. How dare you? How dare you? They made a bust of me. Somebody made a bust of me. I'm important.
That was interesting.
No, come back. I want to get interviewed. Jerk.
Excuse me, Mr. Douglas. Would you mind answering a few questions for us?
Not a bother, miss.
Great. Well, do you want to tell our viewers about your profession?
Well, I am a painter. As you can see, I have some of my work with me.
Yes, your work is amazing. When did you first start painting?
I was born in Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. I always drew when I was little, and you can imagine, Kansas was not the most exciting of places. I had a lot of free time for my art. My mother never told me it was a waste of time and encouraged me, so I continued with art. At the time, I attended Topeka High School.
How interesting. Surely you must have had a plan for your art by this time.
Well, after school, I decided to move to New York. Settled in Harlem, actually, and it wasn't long before I started using my artistic skills.
Harlem, of course. What kind of work were you doing?
I was doing illustrations for a magazine. It was the Crisis magazine. A fellow named W.E.B. Du Bois founded it. Good fellow, that Du Bois.
Yes, that good fellow. Isn't that for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People?
Yes, it is.
I see. So how exactly did you continue producing appealing works? Your inspiration must have come from somewhere.
I was about to mention that. At about the same time I was commissioned to do these works, I had been studying the style of another artist. He was a German artist by the name of Winold Rees.
Yes, I know him. He was the man hired to paint the new Negro.
Yes, his style influenced mine styles. I was very fond of their designs and such. His style caught the eye of the fellow I mentioned earlier, Du Bois, and I started working with him. He wanted to promote my art.
How so?
Well, he was looking for all sorts of artists, painters, writers, poets, musicians, to express their own heritage, their African American heritage. It is the Harlem Renaissance.
Of course. So tell me about this style of yours.
It's sort of hard to explain in words. It's a bit of cubist rhythm, not like abstract, and I'm partial to dynamic posing, not to mention I do love expressing African American values and culture. I actually worked with a real good writer once. He's a poet. His name was Langston Hughes.
Really? Spill.
Well, he wrote a poem, and I illustrated a picture to go with it. The poem was Lonesome Place. It's up there.
You two collaborate, but our viewers want to know if you have any paintings you can show us.
I am working on one right now.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Where am I? Oh, this is a pretty feature. Oh, God. I should go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Douglas. Well, that brings us to the end of our Harlem Renaissance.
Ha! I got in! I finally got him!
Anna, I got a question.
You! Get away! You! Put that down!
Sir, can I get your opinion on something?